hearings. Brian? Counsel? Are we going to do them in this order, or do we want to consolidate them?
The work, well, A and B are essentially the same, Mr. Mayor. It's the lead agency designation and the proposed negative declaration. All related to C, which is the request for the change of zone from E industrial, D2 business, E industrial, and C residence, which is a mixed zone on this parcel, to one D5 district. So it is an upzone in a large extent on E industrial, mixed or change on C residence and D2. 1, 2, 3, 4 parcels. So what I recommend is you call the public hearing, request the applicant to come up, have his presentation, and then we can make the lead agency and environmental determination.
So I read the notice into the record. Notice is hereby given. The Village of Patchogue, public hearing before the Board of Trustees. Please take notice that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Patchogue, pursuant to Chapter 435, Section 69 of the Village Code of the Village of Patchogue, shall consider a change of zone from D2 business, E industrial, C residence, D5 district for properties located at 114, 120, 128, and 132 River Avenue, Patchogue, New York. Owner of the subject parcels is Pine Lake Properties, LLC. The Village Code requires that all property owners within a radius of 200 feet be notified of this proposed request. If you require any information prior to the scheduled hearing date, please appear in person at Village Hall. All persons interested in proposed application for a change of zone will be given an opportunity to be heard on Monday, July 28, 2014 at 6 p.m. at Village Hall, 14 Baker Street, Patchogue, New York.
One of the things that we require is that any zone change like this be reviewed by the planning board, and as you know, code that way. And the planning board did review it. I'm going to ask the village clerk to please read into the record.
Dear Mayor, Board of Trustees, the applicants for Pine Lake Properties 114, 120, 128, 132 River Avenue came before our board and presented a plan to demolish some existing structures and construct a self-storage facility on the aforementioned parcels. Several work sessions and a public hearing were also held to receive comment. Through the entire process, the applicant was very responsive to our request and was very willing to take into account our requests for improving the proposed site plan. Further adjustments to the plan will only be considered when and if a change of zone or special permit is granted by the village board. Overall, the planning board is in favor of this use, as historically, storage facilities like the one proposed have very little environmental impact on the property and the surrounding neighborhood. The River Avenue corridor presents a challenge to planning, as it is a cornucopia of zoning districts spanning the continuum from A residence to E industrial. Over the last several years, many as-of-right uses for these parcels have been proposed, which have been of particular concern due to the proximity of the property to the River Avenue Elementary School. The school, the businesses, as well as the many multifamily residents south of the railroad tracks on River Avenue create a large volume of traffic on the street, and all of the proposed projects in the past would have only served to exacerbate the traffic issue. Recently, there has been an effort to rehabilitate many of the homes on the block, and finding a use to fit the requirements of the zone while preserving the progression made on River Avenue, all while holding down traffic, has been very difficult. We believe this project fulfills this requirement. Architecturally, these buildings are designed and placed to minimize the commercial impact of the property. Landscape proposed will buffer the project from the street, and the rehabilitation and preservation of the Facilla homestead will enhance the project while providing a transitional element to the project, a residential bridge to the rest of the homes which dot the west side of the route. Security on site will add to the project, as well as an added element of safety for residents who live on the block, as well as the children who walk to and from school each day. Most of all, the residents who spoke at the public hearing were in favor of the project, and some had legitimate concerns which have been noted and will be addressed in any final site plan review. The planning board will need to do a more extensive review of the plan if the village board approves the rezoning. However, we currently are favorable at this junction towards the project. Respectfully submitted, John B. Rocco, Chairman, Patchogue Village Planning Board.
This is primarily an upzone from where it is now on E industrial. E industrial allows most any kind of uses. from a benzene factory, storage of trucks, to any sort of industrial use. So by looking at this, and if the Epson goes through, it really will calm the neighborhood down. Also, it is consistent with what we're doing with this change of zone on the remainder of River Avenue to, from D2 to C residential, which again will settle and make solid that whole area through there. So what I'd like now to do is ask Priscilla, property is,